Hello everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Thought I would get out of the house for this video. I'm down by the creek, little creek in my hometown. Used to spend a lot of time in these creeks when I was a kid. Actually, we'd be here all summer long. With this raw vegan lifestyle, I was joking with a friend the other day though. They go tubing and kayaking and do floats down the creek all the time. He knew I was coming to town. He's not going to be in town this week, but he told me he had kayaks and stuff if I wanted to use them. And I told him, I said, and it's because of this raw vegan lifestyle and getting so skinny, man, I could not take this water. Creek water's cold anyway, but I've gotten so cold-natured I couldn't go in this creek if I wanted to in early April. But I enjoy being down here. It kind of brings back old memories and thought would bring you guys along with me. So what am I talking about here? Don't waste your time online. Obviously I'm online a good bit, so I'm not talking about don't waste your time being online. And where I got this thought from was, you know, I'm kind of taking time on this trip to put a little stuff together in my head, you know, kind of just, I'm trying to organize. I'm trying to get organized to where I'm maximizing my time as much as possible. Now, you know, I'm not like an achiever, a go-getter, but I don't like to just sit around and waste time all the time. And one of the biggest waste of times online, in my opinion, is people that spend their time watching, studying, and interacting with what they're against instead of what they're for. You know what I'm talking about. The people that are always arguing, commenting, and fighting, always against something. Well, let me tell you something. I check out a lot of these people every once in a while. And hey, I'm not talking about on my channel in particular. I don't get many negative comments, and I so far haven't gotten any trolls. Knock on wood. I'm sure they'll come eventually because the trolls are out there everywhere, but you just can't really let the trolls get in your head. And that's what happens a lot of time. Even well-meaning people waste their time online because they get in these negative exchanges back and forth with people. And like I've said that more and more again, even for both sides, whether you're well-meaning or not. That's ego to a large extent. It's like me having to tell you that I'm right. My way's the best way. I know more than you. I'm just finding more and more, you know, when I'm online, I need to be maximizing my time. I like to always be learning something. I like to be taking something away from things. I don't have time. That's why it's not like, you know, anytime I'm involved in anything, whether it's on YouTube or on Facebook, I just don't respond to negative comments because I know that's just feeding them and I know it's wasting my time. I check out some of these trolls just to give you a little information what you're arguing against, even if you are well-meaning and you're always trying to battle the trolls and the people that make negative comments out there. When I'm at other people's pages, I don't read comments on other people's pages. Now, I try to read as many comments on my page as possible, or on my channel as possible. But when I'm on other people's channels or on or in Facebook groups or on some particular person's Facebook page, I sometimes like to stalk the troll a little bit, stalk the negative comment person. And I'll tell you, I've done this recently on YouTube, and what I find is, and this just puts it all in perspective, I find people that every single comment they've made, when you go track them down, every single comment they've made is either negative or it's just arguing about something. Like there's nothing that it's nothing that they're for. They're just sitting around being against a whole bunch of things. So that's just a big waste of time, in my opinion. You know, I don't want to sound really Pollyanna, but I like everything in my life. I like my energy. I like everything around me, people around me, places I'm going to be as positive as possible. And I just don't have time for that. I'm not going to react to that. I'm not going to get mad at that. And it's not going to bring me down. It's not going to, you know, I'm not going to go have a meltdown. Some people let that stuff get to them too much. But you just have to know that no matter what subject, YouTube's even worse than Facebook. I mean, you know, because most people that are on Facebook are using Facebook and they have a real account and they have pictures of themselves and they're interacting with people, unless they're really motivated to go to the extreme of making an extra Facebook account just for being a jerk. But on YouTube, not everybody's doing YouTube videos, and a lot of times YouTube's a lot more anonymous because you can just, you know, sign up, have a little account. You don't make videos. There's no photos of you. There's nothing really about you other than the interaction you do on YouTube. And so the YouTube world's a lot nastier than Facebook or social media because, listen, so if you do YouTube, if you're making videos or if you just go on and comment a lot, you just have to know that everybody gets it. Everybody gets the hate eventually. I've seen videos I don't think Mother Teresa made videos, but I've seen videos about Mother Teresa. I've seen videos about the Dalai Lama. Now you may not be, you know, you may not follow them, they may not be your favorite people, you may not even know that much about them, but nothing about their message should be able to inspire hate or just this viciousness that's out there, but you will find that. So it's going to happen. It's always going to happen. There's always going to be that negativity out there. You can just choose whether you're going to participate in it or not. Now, you know, I talk about like how different things have changed, you know, partly because of my lifestyle, but partly just because you get older, you get a little bit, you mellow out a little bit, you hopefully get a little bit smarter, and you know, I just don't do it. I don't have time for it, and it frustrates people. In fact, I've actually had people in my real life in past times, and I couldn't deal with it as well then, that have gotten angry, almost to the point of violent angry, because they like poke me and they can't get a response, and that makes them even angrier. When you ignore somebody, sometimes ignoring somebody is worse to them than coming back with a negative comment. But a lot of the times too, unless you just have the troll 2.0, a lot of times if you don't feed them, if you don't react, they're going to eventually go away because they thrive on you responding to them. They thrive on, you know, they thrive on the fight. They thrive on being pushed back. If you basically just put your blinders on and ignore them, you know, most of the time they'll go away. Now, I'm talking about the extreme cases or the really super negative people out there, but I even see well-meaning people doing it between each other. And it's always about these little back and forths over arguing over something, it's usually arguing over the details. And all that time that you're arguing over these little bits of bitty points, ask yourself this one question: what really is accomplished by those that back and forth, that arguing? And yeah, what is accomplished by that? What are you getting out of that? I've mentioned this many times. You know, I repeat myself a lot, and I say that too. So I repeat the fact that I repeat myself a lot, but most of the time it's just going back and forth. And nobody ever, very, very, very rarely, when you have these exchanges back and forth, does somebody have that aha moment and go, wow, you have convinced me, and the light bulb goes off and I change my whole way of looking on things. Now, when you approach people and discuss things in a certain manner, like I have one group right now that I go to. You know, this group's gotten pretty good. And I used to kind of say, and it was true, that a lot of the things I talked about online were kind of just a big picture of all the different places I go. Well, some of the good stuff that I talk about online is actually mostly from one group. I've found one group out there, and it's kind of an anonymous group, so I'm not going to post it here. It has a certain vibe, but it's a good vibe mostly, and the people that are negative get weeded out of there very quickly because there's rules there. And by the fact that there's rules, and some of the people that have probably left on their own accord or gotten kicked out of there are angry, and they're like, well, it's all about, well, you're not allowed to express your opinion. Well, yes, you're allowed to express your opinion, but it's a very civil group, and it's a group about discussing things in a civil way, and it's a very productive group because of that. I find myself spending more and more time there because there's discussions, there's information, there's knowledge there. Now, it is a pretty, it is a like-minded group, but not everybody is little Stepford Wives robots, you know, that do the same thing. So there is different views and whatever, but I learn stuff there. I get information there. I got some information there this morning that boom, I'm like, wow, this is what I was looking for, blah, blah, blah. So there is a good exchange back and forth. And that's where I want to be spending my time on the internet. I want to be networking with people that are trying to move forward. I don't need the bickering and the fighting. I've done enough of that in my life. Let me tell you something, vegans. If I really want to mix it up, if I want to get nasty, I'll go to some places where the people are really nasty. I'm not going to play around with a bunch of little vegans that are like, nitpicking over food and stuff. There are things that are supposed to make us feel good. I wrote sports, like I told you for a while. Sorry, just throwing rocks. I'll go to a sports forum during hockey season. You want to mix it up out there, people? Go mix it up with hockey fans. Go mix it up with people that do sports betting. Mix it up with people that are big bettors. They'll eat you for lunch. That stuff's going on constantly, all the time. I've actually I helped moderate a forum for a little bit for a while, and I didn't really get involved with it. I just made sure it was kind of like being the bouncer at a very rough club. You let them, you let people fight to a certain extent, and you broke it up when it got too much. But that's what it was all about, and that's not what I'm looking for in this raw vegan world, this high carb vegan world, this health world that I'm interested in. So we'll keep it short and sweet today down here by the creek, but just think about that. Think about that. Just let me plant a little seed for the next time you're watching a video, you're in a discussion on a Facebook group, a Google Plus hangout, wherever you are. Before you start to engage, or when when somebody says something you don't like, you respond, he responds back again, and you start getting yourself caught in, ask yourself, what is this doing for me? What is this benefiting? Is this going to benefit me, or am I just stroking my own ego, to try to prove to somebody that I'm right, I know more than you? Time is precious, people, and the more time you spend doing something positive, learning, getting some good information, networking with positive people, you're going to get the results. You're going to move forward quickly. I see a lot, like another thing about tracking certain people. Like I say, I just like to kind of silently move around the internet and see what people are about. And this, I'm sure this isn't 100%, but a lot of these people that are negative all the time, if you can find some photos, or if you can just find a little bit more personal about them, they're just not, they're not really thriving on the lifestyle. Now, we'll throw out the ones that, here's another, well, it's kind of part of what I'm talking about. Now, we'll throw out the ones that that are total, they have no interest in a high carb vegan lifestyle. In fact, they probably don't even live a healthy lifestyle, and they're just out there to fight. They're just outside, and they're probably fighting on a bunch of different subjects. They're just trying to push buttons everywhere. You've just got to disregard that. Don't pay attention to it, because they're not even to be paid attention to. Now, there are the extremists in our health movement and our high carb vegan movement that they are just about, they have their certain religion. It's like the extremist of all different religions out there. Every single one of them has the extreme version that the rest get judged by. These are the people that have taken their very narrow view, and that's it, and they want to preach it. But I still don't understand them. It's like I say over and over and over again. Here's a rock. This rock is not a good thing to ingest into my body, but boom, I swallow that rock. Boom, I swallow another rock. You're not going to be affected by that any way, shape, or form. So I always just immediately back away when anybody starts getting angry about what they're with the way they're expressing their opinion about this, because it's like, chill out, bro. I mean, okay, hey, whatever you do, I'm not sitting here knocking you, but I do take pause, and I'm like, okay, why is this person getting so angry about, we're talking about food. Why are you angry? I eat a rock. You eat whatever you eat. You eat starches. You eat all fruit. You eat this. I eat rocks. What does that have to do with what you're eating? Why are you angry about it? Now, you might tell me, Jack, that's pretty crazy, man. You don't need to be eating rocks. That's going to kill your stomach. But when you get angry, I'm just like, okay, this person isn't to be paid attention to. I don't pay attention to angry people. And I'm not saying everybody's like me, but I think a lot of people are like that. You don't get through to people with angry messages. Things get done, we learn more, we all move forward when we can rationally, calmly discuss ideas. Anyhow, that's just my 2 cents on it. Just wanted to get out here, getting a little relaxation in on this trip so far. I've been extremely lazy so far. I'm trying to get out. I'm trying not to just be in the house all the time, and I think we're going to get a little gray this weekend, so wanted to get out and see a little sunshine today. I'll probably get out this afternoon and take a walk. I really need that. I've done a little working out and exercise so far, but haven't just stretched my legs out and taken a good long walk. So I think probably this afternoon after lunch, mid-afternoon, maybe late afternoon, I'm going to get out and about and take a nice long walk. Try to take the camera out with me. I'll probably just take photos, but I might have my little small camera, and I might, maybe, who knows, maybe an impromptu video might pop out. But I am going to Pensacola tomorrow, and I will do a video of some sort. I don't know what it's going to be. I'll try to do something different. Now I realize, you know, I do these videos, I've done videos, you know, like 6 months ago from Pensacola. So maybe by now there's people that have, you know, it's buried far enough down, people haven't seen it. I try not to repeat the content over and over. But I probably will do a couple of videos from Pensacola tomorrow. I'm going to try to get to some of those white sand beaches. I've been wanting to do that for like the last 3 times I've been here, just so you can see these Gulf Coast beaches. I live in Costa Rica, and I've been to Greece, I've been to south of France, I've been a lot of places. Not a lot of places compared to some major world travelers, but I still find those Gulf Coast beaches are some of the most beautiful in the world. So I'll try to get out and do that. Anyhow, rambling now, totally rambling. Thanks for joining me today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel. Share the creek video with your friends. People can see what the long-haired crazy redneck does back in his own environment. And you guys have a wonderful Easter weekend. If you celebrate Easter, if you don't, blessings to you for whatever. Peace and love you all.